this balancing that needs to happen is it's a new balance. You have to achieve a new balance. But it's important because you are coming into the home stretch with this project that you've been shaping, or with this idea that you are shaping. So as it settles, and as you really see where it's going, and as it really takes precedence in your life, you're going to have to balance out your energy differently. I hope you can see this. You're going to have to balance out the energy differently. I see the ship coming in here, and it's coming in on a tightrope. So you want to be prepared for that, but the best way to do that is to be balancing all along. So if you haven't had a chance to get a break in, if you haven't had an opportunity to rest, if you haven't had a vacation in a while, take that. If you haven't spent time with loved ones, do that. If you haven't slept, do that. If you haven't vegged out in front of the television, do that. Just do something different from what you have been working on, so that you can get that extra balance experience in, and you can be prepared for what's coming. One more direction card for Scorpio, please. There we go. All right, we got the Wizard of Awareness here, which is, again, the information that you have achieved, the information that you have learned over the years or over the months that you've been working on this project. It's all connected. That's what the number 3 is about. It's making that connection that begins to manifest what your vision is. And so awareness, being aware, and being aware is it's something that you may have to practice, because you have to be objective. Like sometimes when you're super focused on your dream or your vision or what it is that you want, then it's hard to be objective. And being objective, I think right now is going to be good for you, because it's going to help you clarify your focus and clarify your vision, which you're going to need to do, because for whatever reasons, I'm getting that you may have to do a business plan, or you may be applying or connecting to someone who may be helping you. Could be an investor, or could be a grant, or could be, some kind of funding, or some kind of auxiliary support that you need. And when you are objective, you can clean it up so that you can articulate your vision better. Does that make sense? All right, so I am moving right along to the tarot for your detailing here. We've got the King of Pentacles in reverse, which means to me that there's some levels of mastery that have to be reached with regards to the nuts and bolts of the situation that you're in. Could be operations, could be systems, could be finances, budget, that kind of stuff. It's tangibles, these tangible things. It's taking your idea and your vision, kind of like the dreamy part of what you're doing, and looking at the business side of it, looking at how am I going to put this on the ground so that the little birds can come and feed. It's like, where do I put the bird seed? Now that I have the bird seed, where do I put it? How do I lay this down so that other people can get it, so that they understand? And that has to be put in layman's terms. So I think that that's what you're trying to get mastery over. Another King of Swords here. That's mastery over the mind, the mental processes. Again, what I'm seeing is your departments and compartments and processes, thinking through processes, understanding the vital parts, the most important parts of what it is that you're building, being able to stand firm in that knowledge, being able to articulate it clearly. All of that is Swords energy. Swords is about the mind. It's about the cognitive parts. It's about that what is it? Is it left brain or right brain? I can never remember which one it is, but the one that deals with reasoning. Um, so again, it's one thing to have a great idea, which it seems like you do. It's another thing to bring the vision into reality. And the reality is the rest of the world who's not in your head, who wasn't a part of the envisioning process, who doesn't really have a clue who you are or what you're doing, you have to be able to put it to them in a way that they understand. And the best way to do that is to have a handle on that yourself. And again, that's about this being objective part, being able to look at it objectively. Now, if you have trouble doing that, connect with somebody, get with a life coach, get with a spiritual advisor. You can connect with me. I can help you with it through intuitive life management. But still, the thing is to be able to really get that idea on the ground. You got to the rubber has to meet the road. And right now it's not an idea phase. You're past the idea phase. Right now what you're trying to do is make sure you can articulate what you're doing to other people. Like break it down to me, dumb it down. It's your project for dummies is what you're reaching for. Or speaking to people like they're in kindergarten, like explain it to me like I'm in kindergarten kind of thing. Lots of kings. Good gracious, how many kings do you have? This is the King of Cups. King of Cups is feelings, emotions, benevolence, being able to share how you feel, your emotional connection around this with other people. It's really about benevolence, being prepared to share that with others, sharing what you have. And that's what's going to bring in the support that you need. Lots of king energy, lots of king energy. And the only one that's in reverse, of course, is the King of Pentacles, which is what I was saying, being able to put it on the ground. So Scorpio, you are king of your castle this month. You have done a lot of work. Kings represent mastery. So it's mastery on a lot of levels here that you're trying to achieve. Mastery over the mind, mastery over the emotions, and then ultimately mastery over the physical realm. So this is positive. Three of Wands says that there's something coming your way. You're waiting for those ships to come in. Remember I said to be benevolent, be giving, be willing to share the knowledge that you've already gained with other people, be able to share your excitement about what it is. You're past the point where you have to keep it to yourself, which is also very important when you're developing something new. There's a period of time when you're developing that you need to keep that to yourself. And it's so that you can hone in and really get clear. But you're past that point now. And the point where you are now is that you can begin sharing it. And I'm going to tell you something else. As you are sharing your vision with other people, it's going to help you with this part. It's going to help you articulate it. Because when somebody says, hey, Scorpio, what are you up to? And you say, oh, nothing. That's because you were operating in that closed room. You had a lot going on, but you weren't telling anybody, right? So now when people ask you this, I want you to push yourself to explain what it is that you're doing, because what that's going to do for you is it's going to show you what you can explain very easily and what you're not explaining really well. And you'll know by their face whether they get it or they don't. And they're like, okay. Or they're like, that's the difference. Okay. And you'll know when you're doing it. Get those 30-second, the 30-second elevator speech together. Hone it in, because what you're looking for, or those people or those industries or those entities that are looking for what you have created, they're coming. They're on the way. and you want to be prepared. You don't want to be, wavering when it happens, because you never know where you're going to be and who you're going to be talking to when you're talking about what you're doing, and you don't want to choke at that moment. You don't want to choke at that moment. The Hierophant says there's some higher spiritual lessons coming through for you. And I think that the higher spiritual lessons is about, bridging all of this knowledge that you have. All this. Once this happens and you start to get to clarity, then you're going to be bridging all of this information together. And that's a lot. It's a lot to manage. And so being able to listen to spirit, or being able to apply certain tried and true methods that have stood the test of time are going to be good for you. And that is a very spiritual thing, even if it's something physical or material that you're dealing with, because if you think about it, if there's something that you're doing that has been done over and over and over again since, eons before you were born, before your parents were born, and there's these standards, that creates a paradigm in the spirit. Like, that's because there's something spiritual that says, hey, this works. This works. This has always worked. This worked in the 1400s. This was true in 1976, and it's still true today. So stick to that. And that's what that Hierophant is telling me. You got some key information that's coming in for you that you'll just want to be able to kneel underneath the flood and receive that, because it's going to help you push your idea forward. The first queen of the day, Queen of Wands, actually that is the one element that's missing. We had King of Pentacles, King of Swords, King of Cups, and I was wondering where the Wands was coming in. The Wands is coming in the queen form. This is about you being internally confident in what you're doing. The confidence comes from within. That's why it's the queen here. You know what you're doing. And you've been doing it all along. And you can now feel confident in your ability to do it. You can operate independently. You don't really need a whole lot of advice other than, whatever advice you're going to get from, spirit, really. You have a powerfully independent nature, and that independent nature is what's allowed you to be able to do this work and to stick with it. Because a lot of times people need somebody to push them along. You haven't needed that, Scorpio, and that's why you've been gaining so much. Prince of Pentacles in reverse here. Again, that to me corroborates the King of Pentacles in reverse. It's saying to me that there's still some lessons to be learned about the physical realm. You're still learning how to manage things or how to put things on the ground. Be in a listening mode. Again, with this Hierophant, you're in student mode in relationship to this. For everything that you have learned and all that you have gained from those other kings, this area right here is still something that you need to be in student mode about. So don't be afraid to sit in the desk and not at the teacher's desk. Sit at the student's desk. Take your pencil out, take your paper out, take notes. Ask some people some pertinent questions, key questions that are going to help you get to where you need to get to. So I think in August, that's what you may end up seeing. You may run across some people or some or class or something in something that you still are learning about. Could be budgeting and finance. Could be budgeting and finance. That might be what you need to do. All right, Eight of Pentacles, still doing the work here, still fine-tuning, still honing in your craft. Again, that's in the Pentacles, so I feel like it's you're forging your way and molding and shaping yourself so that this thing that you have created can be successful. Yeah, I think that what you're learning too is about finances and budgeting and accounting and you know, how to best utilize your money toward what you're working on. We have the Lovers card here. In this case, the Lovers is about it's about bringing that last element together, bringing two sides of yourself together, you know, like that part that you've been really, really good at, and then this other part that you're still learning about, to be able to tap into that part of yourself that is, you know, that mathematical, analytical, um, how to get things on the ground stuff. You need to bring that in together to complete the picture. And Scorpio, I do feel like you are completing this picture. It's a great reading. Best reading so far. I still have a few more to go. All right, Ace of Cups. The fountain is coming towards you. Your gifts are coming towards you. It's an outpouring. It's an overflow. It could, and the overflow is not just financial. The overflow really is that you feel proud of yourself, that you have accomplished something that you set out to do, that you can now see the success and the reason for why you have been doing all of this work so far. You know, it's really coming together for you, and it's a beautiful chalice. It's a cup that you that was once empty, that's now full, and it's going to feed you, and it's going to fulfill you. Anything else for Scorpio for the month of August? We've got the Ace of Swords here, being able to cut straight through to your truth. I'm seeing victory. I'm seeing accomplishment. I'm seeing overcoming obstacles. To he that overcometh, God giveth a crown. So, good job. Anything else for Scorpio? Month of October, month of August. Ooh, I'm jumping too ahead. Yeah. So the difficulties and the challenges are over. You have gotten past that. You know, there's been some things that have been holding you back, people that have been holding you back, internal stuff that's been holding you back, but I feel like that confidence of the Queen of Swords is with you. You've definitely overcome. And you're going to see the results of that in August. Okay, Scorpio, I hope you have enjoyed this reading. That's it for today. If you need to reach out to me to get a personal reading, which I don't think you do, not unless you need some extra help on how to be objective and how to do your 30-second speech. Either way it goes, you can reach out to me. I'm at Kerri, Kerri, at wooingnature.life. As always, I hope you're having a great day. I hope you have a great August. And I hope you're having a wonderful life.